Welcome to Creative Chronicles podcast. I'm Romy.
I'm Rebecca.
You should know that by now because by episode 4, we believe we should have 10,000 subscribers, very loyal fans.
We love this.
We love this. But if you don't know who we are two girls in the creative arts who are here to bring you your weekly entertainment fix and insights into the industry.
Industry.
Becca.
Yes.
What have you been watching?
This week.
This week? This year?
Anything.
Yesterday?
Oh, God. I started watching Wolf.
Oh.
Wolf. Last night, BBC. And it's got... Who's it got in it, Romy? Because I can never remember his name from Game of Thrones.
Ramsay Bolton,
God,
whose real name I cannot remember.
He's Welsh.
It's a Welsh hero, Flynn. There you go.
So... Wales. So one accent. Well, one of the accents I can't do.
Anyway. Ivan? No. Eowyn? I don't know.
Something like that.
Lord of the Rings, but okay.
Anyway, started watching that last night. On to episode 2, and it's a bit creepy.
Is it? I've heard mixed things.
I've heard mixed things as well.
People described it as weird.
Yeah, weird. Also, there's a lot of, well, you know what happened then, and like my brother went missing, and I don't let anyone in this house, and well, what happened at the donkey field or whatever it's called, and I'm like, what happened at the donkey field? So they're assuming that we are going to find out all these things,
right? Because
they keep saying like, the murders that were 5 years ago, and my brother that disappeared, and the guy that definitely did it is out and across the road and waving at me in the nighttime. Or am I asleep and is it a nightmare?
Oh.
Confusing. There's been so much in this first episode.
Oh wow, it's on episode 1.
Yeah.
So it's setting up a lot of storylines then.
Yeah.
Is it how many episodes?
I think there's 6.
Okay, decent.
I think. But it's London based and then Wales based, but they are just about connecting now.
Okay. So
I think I'm going to persevere.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a Inside Man vibe. I
right.
think it's going to be a little bit better than that. And it's just got to the home invasion part. Well, you get that in the first episode, but I think it's all going to unravel now. And
nice.
So hopefully, I'm really hoping
fingers
it's
crossed.
Be good.
Like he's a great actor though.
They're the ones that are in the house. There's some top-notch actors in there.
People outside of the house.
Outside of the house. The girlfriend of the police officer.
Bit soapy.
Yeah, bad.
Bit soapy. Yeah, bit soap.
So, yeah, that's what I've been watching. What have you been watching?
Mine is also BBC.
Okay, here we go.
Check out the BBC.
Come on.
I usually hate the BBC.
Hate it.
Hated. Stop charging people for their TV licenses, you fools.
Fools.
Absolute fools.
Fly, fools.
Mrs. Wilson.
Okay.
3 episodes. Based on a true story. 2 people, MI6.
Ooh.
World War One.
Come on, mate.
Fall in love.
Oh.
Have love and children in a house. He dies when they're older. And then people come to the door. You know, a husband's died, a kid's a sort of like teenager, I think they're going to uni. This bitch had multiple wives.
What?
Multiple wives. I'm not talking one.
Lives.
Wives and lives.
Oh, God.
Not 1, not 2, not just in the UK. This travelling MI6 man was devious as shit. And it's all about her unravelling sort of his past. Well, not past, but like current affairs.
Oh my God, this sounds really good. I'm gonna watch it.
It's good. Cool. I think it can be a tiny bit slow.
Okay.
Dark cinematography. I think they're giving that sort of like really mysterious-y kind of vibe. But because it's based on a true story, that's what kept me going.
Right.
If I didn't realise it was based on a true story, I might have, given up a little bit. But I was like, no, this actually happened. I need to see this through. I need to see what came of this and what else. Because it was like every time it's like,
oh God,
another one, another bloody wife pops up. You know what I mean? It's like,
how did he have the time?
Yeah, time. How? I can't even find one, let alone cling on to one, let alone 2.
Oh,
like
no.
3, 4, and
7,
have kids
8.
with them. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So 3 episodes. Yeah, I say invest your time in it. 3 hours. True story.
Love that.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Well, it's on the watch list.
It is.
Okay. So what are we talking about this week?
I want to moan.
Okay.
I want to moan.
Here we go.
About money.
Yeah.
I want to talk about prices.
Okay.
Prices for theatre, prices for gigs, prices for
Everything.
the cinema, anything
Mhm.
creative. We have
Okay.
seen an intense rise in prices.
Yep.
And, I mean, we can start with the theatre.
Okay, let's do that.
For me, it's almost becoming unaffordable. And for somebody who has been going to theatre since she was a child,
Yeah.
it's quite depressing how expensive it's getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me as well, there's obviously West End, we get a lot of celebrities who are in shows. Now, when that certain celebrity isn't in that show, whether they pull out for a personal reason or are ill, why is my ticket price still so stupidly expensive?
And why should you pay more for a celebrity that maybe might have trained in it? I'm not slamming anyone that is in theatre shows and that hasn't, but it's different to TV and film acting.
Yeah.
But why am I paying so much money for a name when there are so many actors, performers, singers, whoever, that are better or just as good as?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd rather watch them. You watch the understudies of the famous people that are in these shows.
Stunning.
Top tier.
Absolutely. And I know that these celebrities bring people into the audience.
Bums in seats, we get it.
I get it. But you know what? Those seats are going to be filled anyway. Theatres will not go empty. When you make ticket prices affordable, I remember way back when I was in uni, so we're talking 2013, 14, 15.
Yeah.
I remember when tickets used to be, you'd have an under 30 scheme, you'd have an unemployment scheme, you'd have tickets for over the 65s, you'd have family tickets, so you could bring your children, and
the restricted view weren't ridiculously priced.
your restricted view would be a tenner.
Yeah.
A tenner because you cannot fucking see.
Yes.
So it would be cheap as chips, mate.
Cannot fucking see.
You cannot fucking see all. I can see the top of their scalps. You know, like.
Yeah, or you're missing half the stage, or you can't see the top, like if you're in Wicked
Some
and you can't
restricted
see
views
the top.
now are nearly 30 quid. 30 quid, so I can't see.
I can't see half the show.
They should, essentially for me, I think some restricted views should be free. First
Yeah.
come, first serve, free. Prove you're unemployed, get a free ticket to the theatre.
Yeah.
It would boost people's morale.
Or
It would
pay
make people
a fiver,
go.
pay a ten, like literally pay a fiver, pay a tenner.
So, I can't remember his name, the actor. Oh, it's not.
That's not important.
Famous young actor, Pascal or something, whatever he's called.
Pascal.
Who? He's really cute. He's cute.
Okay.
On West End at the moment, doing Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet for the 100th time.
I get it.
Tickets were nearly 500 quid.
£500.
I have screenshots on my phone that I saw tickets because I thought I'll go see this. I would like to go see him. I will go see the show, whatever. They started off at like 195. I'm talking back row. I'm not talking stalls. I'm not talking producer seats. I'm talking back row. Then the stalls, producer seats, we're going to like 500 quid.
That's a lot of money.
A, who's paying this?
Yeah, I know.
B, what the hell?
Oh my god.
I've seen Ian McKellen. I've seen Maggie Smith. We saw Maggie Smith for like 30, 40 quid. He's a Netflix film star.
And that's why they're putting the price tag on it.
Because he's popular.
I just don't understand why, like, obviously there's inflation and obviously, like, cost of living and, like, just being about a pet, and we're having all the issues with pay, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But these people that are in these shows aren't seeing this increase.
No. It's not going to the camera
companies.
guys. It's not going to hair, makeup.
No.
I've got friends in the industry who do these jobs. They're on what I would call a basic, decent salary.
Yeah.
But it could be a lot more when you see ticket prices at this rate.
And especially when it's not just like 2 rows, it's like the whole of stalls and the whole front of dress.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
where's it going? I mean, I would love to see if somebody wants to tell me.
Yeah, break it down for me.
Give me a breakdown, because I'm sure electric bills, gas bills, etc., etc., are going higher.
And I get it. Like, obviously, the theatre went dark.
Yeah.
And it was horrendous, and they have to make their money back somehow. But I just don't see how they can justify paying that, especially when, like, you know, we went to the Globe and we saw Romeo and Juliet
for £10,
and we were sat down, obviously, BYO pillows, because it's really uncomfortable.
It was very uncomfortable.
But you go and stand at the Globe.
Yeah.
And that's what it used to be. It used to be like the poorer people would be standing and the richer people would be sat. We paid £10, so we're rich.
Yeah, we're really rich.
Oh, we're so rich.
Yeah.
But you could go to the Globe, which is a piece of history, and
Yep.
it's amazing, and watch Romeo and Juliet or
Yeah,
anything
And
that was on
A
there.
couple of months ago, me and Camille were going to go stand. I can't remember. Oh, train strikes.
Oh, yeah.
Meant that I didn't get down to London that weekend to actually see the shows I'd paid a lot of money for. Lol.
You didn't get your money back, so here we go.
So, and they were £5.50 to stand.
There you go.
So, and I see a trend. I see a trend of famous faces. But then again, I say that. Mrs. Doubtfire's come to the West End, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll go see Mrs. Doubtfire.
I'd love to see Mrs.
£85.
Why?
You bloody tell me. This is my whole point. What on earth is going on?
But we just went down, didn't we? We went to London and
Yep.
we saw Groundhog Day. Fabulous, was amazing. Hope it gets a tour because it was really funny.
Fantastic.
We were in the cheaper seats.
See, this is it with the theatres as well. So with theatres,
Yeah.
I love the Old Vic in London because regardless of where you sit,
You
you've
get
got a
good
brilliant view.
Mhm.
But you've got so many theatres that have got restricted seats. You can't see half a stage.
Well, then in the evening we went to see The Pillow Man and we couldn't see like nearly a third of the stage.
When she was getting beaten up, I couldn't see anything.
We couldn't see that side of it, and the show was amazing. And but obviously we kind of
It feels disjointed because I can hear her getting beaten up, but because I can't see it,
there was no empathy towards what she was going through.
Yeah,
et cetera,
it does have an effect on your subjective experience,
Yeah.
and I think that
I agree.
no one really cares about that, do they? But
And if it's a choice that's made by the
Yeah.
company to not show certain parts like violence
Cool.
or anything like that, then
Yeah.
that's fine because then you could. But when it's just like taken away from you with no choice, it is quite annoying. But how much did we pay for each? Do you remember?
they weren't bad. I think the most expensive one was £35, but I'm talking back row.
Was that Groundhog Day?
Yeah, and then I think the other one was 27.
So okay, fair enough. We're going into kind of restricted view territory type things,
They
and
weren't bad.
the one at the Old Vic was a little bit small,
Yeah.
like not the best leg room, but
Oh yeah, no.
we had perfect view.
Yeah.
Hear everything. It was great. I really enjoyed it anyway. But I mean, like the seats were really good, and the Pillow Man, the seats weren't great, but we didn't pay £60, £80.
No, and some of those stalls ones, when I was looking, because again, it's a choice. It's a choice I'm having to make. Do I want to see the actors in all their glory for £130, or do I have to be restricted?
or do I just want to see the show?
And,
Because
and it annoys me because, like, when I go see, for example, Jimmy Carr or
Yeah.
Russell Howard, they are filling an entire town hall.
yeah,
Every single price for the seats is exactly the same. Every single one. So you're a bit like, ha ha ha, because you want to sit near the front, don't you? Because you're like, if I can get £35
You
tickets,
do.
like, woo.
yeah.
But whether you're at the back, sat up, it's all £35, which I kind of really like that unity of
Yeah.
everybody's paying the same, you're all getting the same experience.
Yeah.
You know, I understand if they are severely restricted seats, make them cheaper.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is just like that class divide, and that
It is, because who's paying £500 for a ticket?
you tell me they were selling out. This is what was stressing me out, is they were selling out. And I'm like, who is paying that? But like Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh my god, I was a very, very bad cinema goer, and I was trying to get Taylor Swift tickets whilst watching the new Mission Impossible, which is really good, by the way. Really, very fucking good.
You're there on your phone, like,
but
go,
I was
take,
literally
take.
there, like going, oh my god, log in, then text in this code, and then do this, and then
Oh my
you've
God.
forgotten your password, change your password. So I'm there like, going, "Ugh." And the only tickets I could get were either £350, and they weren't even. They might have been standing, but 4 of us wanted to go, and I clicked through, and I was like, I can't justify putting like nearly £1,300 on my credit card, because it would be on my credit card.
Jesus.
And then when I went back, what I could get was one £150 ticket. So me just going to Taylor Swift by myself.
Which isn't the reason why you're going. You want to share that experience.
You want to go with at
somebody.
least one person, right?
Yeah.
Or you could get one £350 ticket.
Jesus Christ.
Or you could get multiple £620 tickets. £620.
Yep, I've heard it. It's not just you. And the thing is, what I'm hearing, again, I'm hearing so many different things. Seb's girlfriend managed to get, I think, 2 tickets, so £200 each, so £400. Another one of my friends, £600. Another one of my friends managed to get one for like £180.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Why can they charge that much money?
And then I think there's a thing of like, you know, good on Taylor Swift becoming like one of the first female billionaires or something.
Oh, amazing.
And I'm like, duh. Duh.
Because she's doing so many venues and so many nights, and the tickets are so expensive.
Prices are absolutely insane.
But then you've got, like, the mums and dads of the little Swifties that want to go, but they're too young to go by themselves, so an adult has to go with them. So then how do you afford that, and how do you do that?
I don't know, and that's the thing of, like, we're in a cost of living crisis. People are going to be going into debt over ticket prices.
Because they want to go and see their artists, these shows.
Again, I get it, tour costs, all this jazz. But is there, like, no morals there of a lot of this will just be profit in either your pockets or the ticket suppliers' pockets?
Well, yeah, because obviously people are like, oh, there's a cap, there's a limit on the amount of tickets you can buy, but people will be buying them to sell them on, and then they're like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna stop that. You can't do that anymore. It has to be legitimate. People are still doing it.
Yeah, because that kid paid off his, like, student loans. He sold a Taylor Swift ticket for like 14 grand or something ridiculous like that, and I'm like, it needs, like, policing at this point, and I don't know what's the way to do it.
I don't know, but when all the companies and the artists are benefiting from it, because they will be.
Well, that's it. And, like, one of my pet peeves is a transaction fee. It used to be, say, £3.50 per transaction. Now it's per ticket.
Yeah,
per ticket.
Why?
So when I'm getting, like, 3 or 4 tickets, I'm seeing an extra £12 to £15 at the bottom, and I'm like, what the bloody hell for?
Especially when you're paying £120 for a ticket, or whatever amount for the ticket.
Is that how much it's costing for me to navigate your shitty website?
Your shit that crashes.
Slow website that crashes.
That doesn't remember my fucking password.
And gives me anxiety because I can only get 10 minutes to order it in, and I've got to log in, and you'll make me change my password and type in a fucking code.
And you're in it,
and you charge me £15 for the privilege.
Oh my God.
Are you joking? But that is, like, everywhere. That is for gigs, that's for theatre.
Yeah.
It's per ticket. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's put me off so many times where I'm like, I'm paying £120 for tickets. Okay, cool. 135, 104. It changes a goalpost for me, and then I end up just clicking X and being like, you know what? I'm not following through. Your SEOs on your website are going to be shit, pal, because I'm not buying at the end of the day. I'm not buying.
That is the problem. I saw Justin Timberlake in, like, 2012. £65.
We saw Jason Derulo. 27 quid we paid for Jason Derulo.
And that was in 2017?
And we had decent seats. I think so.
We can't remember when this was. But did that. But then when I went back, because Justin was going on tour again, his tickets were £200 plus, and that was probably about 2018.
Wow.
And then we saw John Mayer in 2019. They were about £70 a ticket, which I think is reasonable.
I think 70 is reasonable.
I would pay that. I don't really want to be paying more than £150, and still that's a big push.
That is a big push.
Like, from 65 to that. You're off to see Busted. The last tour they did, I paid less than £30, but they were
back row,
in
guys.
a small, like, venue, and you're paying
the back. I will touch the back of First Direct Arena. I might even get a picture of me against it, being like, I am the back row. £55 per ticket. I'm not going to be able to see shit.
They're going to be like little ants.
They're going to be little tiny little ants, like. I'm going to be like,
that's cool. What I go to school for. And you'll be like, what?
I'm paying to watch a screen. That's literally
that's what it ends up being. Like, I've obviously a big John Mayer fan, as we've established, but I'm seeing he's got his solo tour next year.
Yes.
Well, continuing now, it's UK and Europe. And we're going to Dublin, and I've paid like £75, £80 a ticket. But it's just him. It's not a full band. So he's going to be like, because I am all the way in the back. But I want to go see him, so I will pay that.
And this is it, where we're in that position where it's like, A, I want to support the artist. B, I want to see them. And it forces my hand into paying these prices. But when you see that inflation difference, and
it's ridiculous.
The fact our wages aren't matching it like they used to.
They're not.
I was just saying, guys, and this is no lie, when I was at uni, when money was okay and we weren't in a shitstorm, I once flew out to New York because I found decent tickets to go see James Franco and see Daniel Radcliffe in separate shows, and I spent like 3 days in New York. I can't do that now. I can't even afford like a weekend in Copenhagen. No. Like, it's insane.
That's spending too, but you can. It's literally like you can't go anywhere now.
And it's
for cheap, and go to, like, I would love to fly out to America or somewhere else, like anywhere in Europe, and see like one of my favourite artists.
Yeah.
But it's so expensive.
It is, and I saw School of Rock on Friday at Wakefield Theatre.
I love School of Rock.
Mate, I was so impressed with those kids.
Yeah.
The main kid, if you were listening at any point, you watch this.
Really good.
Better than what I've seen in touring cast that I've paid 50, 60 quid for.
Ooh, okay.
I genuinely was like, is he 80? Where's he from? Have they brought him onto... Why is he better than everybody else? You know, I was compelled by that guy.
Here we go.
And with Wordsmith, one of my jobs, one of our perks is that because my manager, owner of the business, supports the theatre, we get free tickets sometimes throughout the year. It's not for every single show. It's certain bits we can get some free tickets for. I'm not joking. I probably would not. No, I probably wouldn't. I would not have paid to have seen this at Wakefield Theatre.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a free ticket.
Yeah.
Why are more businesses investing in the theatre when then you can give these work perks to your employees to get people into the theatre? Because one of my big worries when I went to go see it, and I know it was a school production, stagecoachy kind of production, is that when I was looking through the audience, you've got parents, old people.
Okay.
What's going to happen to the theatre when our old generation dies?
Mm-hmm.
The older generation are the boomers who have the money, the time to go do it, and are the ones that were brought up doing it.
Yeah.
So if we now are not taking our children because we can't afford to, and our wages are so poor for decent jobs, what will happen to that industry? And now you are even outpricing the tickets to people. So what is actually going to happen? I'm scared. Like 20 years' time?
It'll all be streamed.
It will. I wanted to go see Fleabag at the theatre because it's cheaper for me to wait for it to now come into the cinema than to go down to London to see it and pay one of their prices. So sometimes now you can think, you know what, I will just wait until that theatre show is recorded and put on a screen in a cinema near me.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
We see that is the problem, I think, because they're always trying to get some famous person in to do something, that people don't want to see a non-famous actor do the role, or B, a non-famous like musical. Like plays are very difficult to market.
Absolutely.
I used to work at Leeds Grand, and we'd always get free tickets or / discounted tickets. We'd always get free tickets for plays. We'd never get free tickets for musicals because they'd obviously sell out or there'd only be a couple of seats left.
Yeah.
But for plays, it was really difficult to sell.
Yeah. No, you're right though.
And obviously sometimes it's not as exciting to go and see a play.
But you also don't...
Because everyone wants lights, camera,
you don't want to take the risk. Like Hairspray is going to be touring the UK again. I love Hairspray. But there's a big thing of, why is Hairspray touring again? It's toured loads of times. And me just then, Romeo and Juliet for the 100th time. But there's comfort in the familiar. People will pay to see something they know.
Especially when they love it.
And it's... right, I've got £40 for I'll say, back a dress circle ticket. Am I going to spend that on something I know I'm going to get a good show with, or am I going to take a risk?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the show I know.
With the show that you love, and you know. Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way it is. And I do worry, though, because if tickets keep getting more expensive, people won't go. I won't go.
Well, it's not just even in the West End, like paying prices up north. Mm-hmm. Like,
they have got ridiculous. There was always like a big difference between London shows and then Northern, because obviously they're on tour, so you're getting a touring cast. That's not to say that touring casts are not as good as the West End cast, but it's that sort of vibe, isn't it? You're getting a touring cast, and
and sometimes they
would be cheaper.
Yeah,
they're not.
But that is the problem. Like one of my favourite, well, probably newest ones is Waitress. We saw it down in London. I saw it twice, and obviously Sarah Bareilles was in it. And then I saw the tour. I've seen the tour. I've seen this show like 6 times because I absolutely love it. Yeah. But the touring cast were just as good as the West End cast, and I think the calibre has stepped up. But people are like, oh well, it's not West End, or ooh, so and so's not in it. So, or ooh, have you seen who's been cast? Like bloody, was Gemma Collins cast in? I'm pretty. She was cast in Chicago, wasn't she, or something like that? Was it Gemma Collins? I'm really sorry if it wasn't, but someone was cast as Mama Morton, and I love Chicago. But and then because there was so much backlash, I think she or whoever it was And I was
You
like,
can't be that desperate for people. There are so many talented performers willing to do it, but they're trying to sell it. You're trying to bump up your theatre ticket prices.
this is a thing, and I'm really sorry. You can correct me on who it was, but I was just like, are you having a laugh?
I wouldn't see that. But it's also with the marketing. I love John Partridge.
Oh, yeah.
He's mint and he's doing Everybody Talks About Jamie.
Oh.
It's like, it's coming to Leeds Grand. He's not in the one at Leeds Grand. Why? I don't know. But he's doing certain ones, and I was like, well, I'm not going to bloody go see it now. So I am also guilty of that.
I think it's a hit and miss. Like, sometimes you really want to see someone that either you've seen before or you know that's really good, or you just want to see them again. Like you say, it's a comfort thing. You really enjoy it, but don't advertise it.
Yeah,
because people
book
kick
it,
off.
they'll pay for the tickets.
People get really annoyed.
Oh, they do.
The amount of complaints that we had at Leeds Grand that, oh, well, so-and-so's not in it, they're not in it, we didn't see it. And I'm like, don't promise something to someone and then have an understudy or someone that they aren't expecting to be as good, which is unfortunate because they usually are better. But if people complain about it, so don't mislead your audience.
No, even when I went to go see 30 Seconds to Mars live.
Sorry, I laughed because I know what was going.
No supporting act. Where the fuck did they go? Like, we were there for 2 hours, sat
just waiting
for them.
What's the point? Jared.
Come on, Jared.
God.
And you're a bit naff.
Beautiful man.
Good thing you're pretty.
I know.
My God. But yeah, 2 hours. We thought there was going to be an understudy. Understudy was advertised. No understudy. And I was just like, I've paid a lot of money to see you perform for 45 minutes. Nearly an hour.
See you later.
Cracking.
Well, bloody hell, that's been a nice rant. I feel quite relieved.
I feel like, okay. And now I'm going to go spend maybe £150 on some...
Yeah, who's touring next?
Tickets that I can't afford.
Okay, so have we got a fun fact?
I do, and this one is about Mrs. Wilson.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the true life, real life woman.
So,
yes, okay, here we go.
Mrs. Wilson is based on a true story.
Yes.
The actress who plays Mrs. Wilson is Ruth Wilson. So I was like, Wilson?
Yeah.
Wilson! Wilson! And I thought, right, it's actually her grandparents it's based on.
What?
Yeah, so she's portraying, I think it's her grandma or her great-grandma, but it's her lineage. So that is her story.
Good job, she's a bloody actress then, isn't it? So
how good is that, though?
I'm so going to watch this.
I was like, why is my family so boring? Why have you not done alt for me to play?
Why have you not become an MI5 agent or whatever it is?
Why are none of you bloody
UK
having 25 wives? Stuff like this.
I don't know. Go digging into that family tree. See what happens. Bring back a fun fact next time.
But no, I loved it. I thought that was a really nice,
cool
little piece of trivia for you.
Nice.
So do you have a
spooky morbid fact?
Spooky morbid fact.
It's always Halloween in my soul. We're going to Scream, which is probably one of my favourite films. We'll probably talk about this in the Halloween episode, but I can recite it word for word, nearly. So Scream was released in 1996. I should probably know this. But it inspired a murder.
Yes.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I know, really bad. This girl was house sitting. And obviously Sydney does not house sit, but she is home alone. Her dad goes away.
Yeah.
And then obviously some murderers try and break in. But these two crazy, psychopathic teenage boys thought it'd be a really good idea to kill her. And I don't think they filmed it, but they filmed themselves before going to do it. And it was all inspired by Scream. Ghostface killer.
Oh, did they wear masks?
No, they didn't. But they're technically called the Scream murders, but they're not really anything to do with Scream apart from them watching the film and being like, "Oh, this is a really good idea."
Oh yeah, let's go kill someone.
Yeah, she's home alone. She's house sitting. Like, amazing.
Yay!
There you go, morbid fact.
Oh, do you know what's terrifying though? Is I bet there's lots of horror films that have inspired people.
Don't you worry, I will have more morbid facts next time.
So, yes, that is today's Creative Chronicles podcast over with. I know you're very disappointed. You could listen to us for hours, as we could speak for hours, but it's expensive to record here.
But it is very nice.
But it's very nice. I do really like it, and everybody's bloody lovely here at Tar Yard.
Yes, at least they find us funny, so here we go.
They're not fake laughs either, because we know We would know.
Yes, we would. But thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, and join us next week when we talk about some more crap to do with the industry and bash as many people as we can.
Love it.
Love it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Love it.